I lowered it on the Bluetooth on the phone. Oh, it's because it's connected to both. But we live right now in the motherfucking building. Woo woo!
What it do, Scooby? What is the fucking deal, bro?
What's the deal? We had to do it twice. Me. Mike was good. Appreciate the love. Yeah, man, you already know we live, man. It's the Jones Hour season finale, last episode of the year, man. We going in. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Ant, how the fuck is you feeling, man? What's the vibe?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real fucking merry right now.
Me too. I'm
Real
feeling
merry.
I'm feeling like the merriest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a lot of cheer.
Word, Jesus' birthday.
Word. It's all about that.
Hell yeah.
Everyone forgets that.
Everybody forgets that.
Yeah.
That is Jesus' birthday. We gotta show Jesus love, man. Fuck the fucking headphones. Gotta show Jesus love, man. So everybody out there, we're going to do that right now. Give you all the Merry Christmas and the Happy New Year and the blessings and the Hanukkah and the Kwanzaa and whatever you celebrate and whatever you do. Hopefully it'll be peaceful, filled with joy and love in your life. You know, for the New Year and the holiday season, man.
Word. Shout outs to you and yours.
Facts, man. I think I was gonna start with the Mets and Yankees, but I decided, you know, it's football. Let's get the football out the way because the Mets and the Yankees shit is gonna be it's gonna be spicy a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit, you know what I mean? Giants playing right now. They going against Baltimore. You know, for sure L, which is like, you know, we right on pace where the fuck we need to be. Anybody that's mad that we losing right now, you out your fucking mind. All we need to do is just continue to lose, get that number one pick, and have the choice at what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But excuse me, the Bears, I do want to say there's a lot of pressure, bro. There's a lot of pressure because like the Giants, either you're gonna go and keep the same regime, maybe get a new GM and keep the coach, or maybe you're gonna get a new coach and keep the GM, or you're gonna wash the whole shit away, or you're gonna keep it right now and you're gonna have the number one pick. That number one pick, you got two quarterbacks right about now. Shador's saying this Cam Ward. There was a time when Deion said, I don't want Shador to go to the Giants, but that was a long time ago. Maybe right now this might be a good position for him, or Cam Ward. That's the thing. But you know what? What if you're wrong? You know what I'm saying? What if you do pick Shador and then Cam Ward goes off? Or what if you do pick Cam Ward and then Shador goes off? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or what if you don't pick none and you really try to get that sweepstakes going for Arch? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you fuck around and pick Travis Hunter. I mean, he won the Heisman. You know what I'm saying? It's guaranteed they're not going to take Genty. You know what I'm saying? We already went through that with fucking Saquon taking a running back at such a high pick and shit like that. But there's a lot of question marks and there's a lot of pressure on either the regime that's going to be there or the regime that's going to flip. And then if you flip the regime, this is like now you're going into your fourth regime, basically, you know, in the last 7 years, I would say. It started with like Joe Judge, it went off from and Gettleman and who there was another coach, I can't think of his name, before Dable came. Yeah, the 2-year tank is risky. It really is because like you could try to tank, but like it's not guaranteed that you're going to get that first round, that number one pick. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know if somebody else that does get it really wants that quarterback. You know, I mean, he could try to pull a move like his uncle Eli and say, "Yo, don't draft me. I'm not going to you." You know, and kind of force the hand of than the San Diego Chargers to make that move, that trade on draft day. You know what I'm saying? With Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning. You know what I mean? But who knows what's gonna happen? And this is the real big, question marks that's there for the Giants. You know what I'm saying? The Jets was already all in. The roster that they have already proves that they all in. But the Giants are really, really starting to shape for the future right now. You know what I'm saying? Their decision is for the future. And it starts at the quarterback. And if you don't take one of these two quarterbacks right now, which I think my honest opinion, I feel like Cam Ward and Shador Sanders, they're both legit NFL quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? They're both legit. I think they're both going to be solid and be starters in the league at some point. You know what I'm saying? But the other thing is, do you get the bridge also? There's going to be like these players out there, like maybe even Aaron Rodgers. I would stay away from Aaron Rodgers. I believe he is completely washed. He's not bridged to nothing. You know what I'm saying? I think the best of what we've seen from Aaron Rodgers was before the Achilles injury, even maybe the year before that or the second year before that, because he had the thumb injury. So like there was always hints on that. But that year before the thumb injury, he's the MVP. That's the best year that we've seen from Aaron Rodgers, and we haven't seen anything really close to that since. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen, but in terms of the G-Men, like I said, man, keep on motherfucking losing, baby. Keep on losing. Get them L's.
Embrace
Like
the 10,
real Giant fans is not mad at you for that. We not mad. Like be competitive. We don't want you to be, just completely giving up on the field. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do fall into a win, so be it. You know what I'm saying? There really isn't nothing you could do about it. But hopefully you don't. You stay at these 2 wins. And you're able to get that first pick at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because it's between you and the Raiders. I mean, Jacksonville and New England is probably the next other 2 teams, and they're pretty solidified in quarterback. So Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence and now we don't want to fall into any wins, but it's the NFL, bro. It's NFL, and it's legit any given Sunday, and they get paid to play. Like that was the difference between the Jets getting Trevor Lawrence that year when they wanted to beat a Rams team that that probably should have won the team. They should have won that game, but the Jets wanted to be nice and they fell like four positions out of the draft. You know what I'm saying, in terms of what they got and where they were. So we don't really want that. It does. Facts, Mike. It does. We got to check in on the YouTube. We live on the YouTube every Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
And we're doing the right thing right now. We got a quarterback that hasn't trained with the team on the field right now.
Yeah, well, Tommy Cutlets over here just got a concussion. He ain't have his he ain't eat enough cutlets this weekend, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
So the plan's working.
Yeah. It's all in place. Yeah, the practice squad. Yeah, that's it. It don't even matter. Yeah, why not? I mean, at this point, it's not trying to really get anybody hurt and whatnot, but see what you have on the field, see what you have on the roster. You might give somebody a chance right now in these meaningless games. You know what I'm saying, and get something in. Is that a touchdown? Oh, it is. Another Lamar Jackson touchdown. Who's that to? Oh, Devontae Walker. This has been beautiful, my man Lamar. If you've been doing fantasy, man, like Lamar putting up numbers right now. So I'm happy with that. And me and Ant actually got the 1 and 2. Cheers to that in the top 5 league. That's a league I've been running for about 10 plus years now, at least 10 years. And 3rd year in the league right now. Ant's 3rd year in the league and finished with the number 1 record. Even though he kind of took my formula, I ain't mad at him. You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking to the fantasy champ right here, man. I'm the king out here, man. Any of your fantasy questions, you hit me up. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I got you. And the stardom sit 'em. I should do a stardom sit 'em every week. That'd be fly. But yeah, shout out to Kush, man. He couldn't come through. Maybe he'll call in. Should we go over the picks? We should go over the picks. I guess it's a 2-man race now.
Let's do it.
Let's go over just last week's games. Yeah, well, let's go over last week's games, and it's a me and you battle. We might have to do instead of a hot wing, a hot chip.
Now we can do a hot wing challenge though.
We can still do it, right? Yeah, I mean, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
You didn't eat it last year, so
Yeah, because I was the winner.
yeah.
Kid won last year.
I put Chris through the ringer.
Kid won last year, so I'm trying to defend my championship. NFL games. Let's go over the schedule. Let's see the schedule for last week. So I had picked the Lions, who had already won. The Bills lost, and then the Eagles won. So I got +6. +6. Do I got a pen? I don't.
Inside the drawer.
We got a marker. Old school.
Work.
Yeah, it is. +6. All right. And picked the G-Men, who had already lost, but then he also picked the Chiefs and Ravens last week. Let's see what those games was in terms of who won. Chiefs won, and Ravens. Oh, Ravens didn't even play.
No, it was
I'm lying. I'm looking at the wrong week. No, you had Steelers, Dolphins, Vikings. My bad, everybody. Steelers won, Dolphins won, Vikings won, and you got a +9.
Good shit.
Yep.
But now you got to do the one for
13 also. For Kush or 13?
No, for you.
Oh yeah, no, mine was 6 right here.
That's 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got to go over week 13 also. Lions, Packers, and Bills. So I got my +9 over here. Cowboys. Chiefs, Ravens, G-Men for week 13. Chiefs won. And Ravens lost. So Chiefs, you only got 5. So me 9, 51, and 6. I got 57. You have 49. Oh, you got a lot. 49, 54 plus 3. You got 63.
Fire.
63, 57. So Ann is in the lead of the Halloween challenge. We could put our picks in right now for the games going on.
Number,
huh?
57 is a good number.
Oh yeah, I know. That's your squadron. All right, so you want to go over the games for this week, or you want to just move on?
Well, if we move on, then you lose.
No. We gotta put our fucking. We gotta put our plays. We gotta put our picks in, bro.
All right, so we gotta do this right now.
Oh yeah. All right. So since I'm losing, I'll pick first.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this is shaky right here. All right, 5, 3, 1. For my 5, I'm taking the Vikings Monday night. For my 3, I'm taking the Lions over the Bills. Going real gangster with it. And for my 1, I'm taking the Broncos. Hands on you. Taking that.
This is week 15?
Week 15, the week we in right now. Oh, we kind of got to do the rest of this shit, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Damn, I need a new paper. We are unprepared right now. We are unprepared. What is this?
All right.
Blank piece. We
so
good.
You said what?
I took Vikings, Lions, Broncos.
Vikings, Lions, Broncos. I am going 5-point pick. I'm going Steelers over Eagles. 3-point pick. I'm going
Steelers.
Yep.
5.
5.
All right.
That's Steelers defense, baby.
Steelers, and then what you said 3?
3.
Appreciate the love, Mike, that you fucking with us right now. Oh, checking, peeping the live season finale. We putting the picks in for the rest of the season on the High Wing Challenge. So maybe you want to take some of these bets. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? We're doing 3 pick parlays.
Chargers over Buccaneers
for 3.
3.
This is today's games.
And then for my 1 point, You went Vikings or Bears? Which one?
I went Vikings.
Vikings.
Putting in the picks in for this week, and then going to 16, 17, and 18. We're gonna do those picks.
I'm gonna go Falcons over Raiders.
Falcons, okay. All right. Talking.
All right, so let me go. I go first for the
Yeah,
next
for week
after that,
16.
right?
Yeah.
All right, so for week 16, I'm gonna start with my 5-point pick being. It's crazy because I really wanted to go for that. I'm not going to. I'm not going to touch that.
Some big games.
Huge games. This one's tough.
Oh, when you see that in week 16, Jaguars are playing the Raiders. So those teams playing each other, they like, one of them has to win unless they get a
5-point pick.
tie.
I'm gonna go Chiefs over Texans. My 3-point pick. I'm gonna go. Rams over Jets. My 1-point pick. I'm gonna go. Eagles over Washington for the Shippers, baby.
Eagles. All right, for me, I'm taking Bills 5. I'm taking Lions 3. And I'm taking Bengals 1. All right, for you. Now I go first, week 17. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. Ooh. For my 5, I'm taking the Tampa over Carolina. Taking the Bills over the Jets and the Eagles over the Cowboys.
My 5-point, I'm going Ravens over the Texans. I'm going 3-point, I'm going Chiefs over Pittsburgh.
Ooh, I was staying away from that one.
And my 1-point, I'm going to go Philly Shippers over the Cowgirls.
I picked the Eagles.
Oh, you did? Okay. I'm going to go Dolphins over Cleveland.
All right. Last week, you go. All divisional games, week 18.
Okay. And then... I'm going Baltimore over Cleveland, 5 points. I'm going three points. I'm going to go Pittsburgh over the Bengalis. And for my 1 point, I'm going Seahawks or Rams.
All right, for me, I'll take the Eagles over the Giants for 3. I'll take Washington for 5 over Dallas. And for 1, I'll take the Chargers over the Raiders.
Bet.
All right, picks is in. We'll find out the winners after this first episode of next season. The picks will be coveted and put away, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, just checking the fantasy scores. Just checking the fantasy scores. We got some big things happening in the NFL. Big games going on. It's an exciting time, man. I got 4 playoff games going on right now in my fantasy world. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it happen. And hopefully I can make it to the next round. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the goal, to win this money. You know, in my own league, there's a championship belt. Shout out to my pops who won last year. He was the actual first winner of the belt because we've been doing it for money. But I had the idea of like, let's incorporate a belt. But like, I know in some leagues they just buy one belt and another person is rocking it, you know, for the whole season until, you know, the next year and whatnot. But nah, in my world, like every year is a new belt. And like, because if I win the league 3 times, I won 3 belts. You know what I'm saying? I'm the 3-time champ. You know what I mean? So I could, you know, hold all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? At once if I want. You know, rock them outside, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the champion. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting that. That's the league I'm talking about with Aunt Acid. You know how we both have to buy. But my pops is in the. Shout out to my pops. He's in the playoffs. Shout out to my man Flawless PA. You know that's big Queens in the building. But you know niggas, you know, moved to PA. Shout out Robbie, that's BX, but he, you know, he moved to Florida. He in the building. And my man Jose Hove, you know, that's BX. You know what I'm saying? So we got California, PA, Florida, BX, Queens, and I think that's it in the playoffs. So that's fire. That's fire. Maybe Long Island too. So now, and fuck the Jets. Fuck the Jets. They're a fucking complete disaster, right?
Yes.
Or how you feel about the Jets?
How are you supposed to feel about the fucking Jets?
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, man. They're a complete disaster. Even though
They're
Aaron
goddamn
Rodgers
hype reel.
Aaron Rodgers just threw a touchdown to Devontae Adams.
Whoop de fucking do.
Yeah, good for them. Oh, Cincinnati with a touchdown. Cincinnati with a defensive touchdown.
When you're at a completely out of contention, there's like nothing you can do at this point.
Word.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Can fucking Tyreek Hill get 1 catch? This motherfucker got 3 targets, 0 points. What the fuck are you doing? Are you fucking playing? Are you on the field? Yeah. Wake up, Tyreek. Fuck is all this shit you doing? Motherfucker want to race the world, can't catch a fucking pass though. Fuck is going on? You feel me?
Cardio.
Yeah, like lacking. All that cardio shit means nothing. You ain't even fucking catching the ball. Fuck is wrong with you? Just checking this last score. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Putting in pain right now. What is that? 128. Oh. So now it's time. Now it's time. New York baseball report. New York baseball report. Last week we was questioning where Juan Soto was gonna go.
Yeah.
It was definitely, we was like, it's got to be the Mets or the Yankees. Like, he's staying in New York. You know what I'm saying? Uh, as we all know, he played for the Yankees last year. We went to the World Series. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of like hope. You know what I'm saying? I think amongst Yankee fans that he would stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Even though, Cohen had the money. Even though Cohen had the money, I think a lot of Yankees fans felt that he would stay and would want to, build upon what he already what we just did this past season. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the World Series. Have another great like Aaron Judge in the lineup with you, where you have this protection, where clearly put up crazy numbers with, in terms of personal records with home runs and RBIs. I mean, that's clearly because you batted in front of Aaron Judge. You know what I'm saying? And um, we thought that was enough. We thought that was enough. And the allure of being a Yankee and whatnot. But clearly that wasn't enough. Clearly that wasn't enough. It was always the dollar signs, and we knew that Cohen had it. And shout out to the Mets, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You got yourself probably the best hitter in baseball, and also probably the shittiest right fielder on defense.
Hey, he did well in for you guys.
Not really.
Not only did it.
No, not on the field. No.
Okay.
Had a lot of errors.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what you guys are going to be inheriting.
Yeah, I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
When the team culture is teammates don't talk to each other at all, or
Well, he
reach
changed.
out
Well, it's hard to do that when
or-
you change your number.
or
When you change your number. Yeah.
or
So yeah, you
call
heard that
each other.
you heard that report of like Juan Soto. For real, I'm like, like,
me
congratulations to the Mets, y'all won your shit. But in reality, it's like, yo, fuck Juan Soto.
Mhm.
I should have named this episode "Fuck Juan Soto." Unless you're a Met fan, that's what I should have said. You know what I'm saying? I might have to change it. Facts. Because in reality, it's like, man, I'm not. I'm like, you should have stayed, bro. I think this is gonna go down to one of the worst contracts. Like, people are not gonna want to sign for it and play for it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad
I
we're
mean,
recording this.
huh?
I'm glad we're recording this.
Yeah, because hell yeah, because in reality is like, or he's gonna crush. You know what I'm saying? And with the opt out in 5 years, he's gonna opt out. He's gonna opt out and test the market. You know what I'm saying? See if somebody else will pay more or things like that. You know what I'm saying? He has a player option. After 5 years, I think also what was a big thing that
I mean, a lot of his money's on the back end, though, right?
well, I mean it's still 50 million a year. I think 51 million a year. I think it's just
I mean,
he
the
got
Mets-
75 up front.
After all this, though, the Mets still have $100 million off the books for this year, which is kind of crazy.
No, I mean Cohen put in extra money though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because of that. You know what I'm saying?
But
To
I'm
have the
saying-
money on the books.
I'm saying that huge contract, a lot of it is on the back end.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, like, when you have an owner like Steve Cohen that has this other form of money, you know what I'm saying, that he could just do what he wants with. It's his money, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's like, can't nobody really say anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when we put it in a position where you made that and you still have $100 million before they give you any like fines or anything like that, or you go over any brackets or anything like that. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
That's good business.
facts. Facts. It is what it is.
And now we have, Lindor, and Soto together.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's definitely boosted up your lineup offensively. I mean, you do still need some protection around him. I don't know if that's going to be able to be a Pete Alonso. I mean, You know, you still got Conforto. You still got, I can't think of his. Oh man, his name is on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. But Vientos. Vientos was big for y'all in the playoffs. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I mean, but I think you might still be lacking that number three batter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's clear that it's probably going to be Lindor and then Juan Soto batting 1 and 2 in your lineup.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe 2 and 3 if you get another leadoff hitter. You know
And
what I'm
I'm,
saying?
you know,
I think that's where that maybe
you say with
it
the
might fit
outfield
more.
shit, I'm not really worried about it because we got Nemo locked still.
No, I know that, but like, all right, here's the other thought process about it in terms of what Juan Soto is. Like, Juan Soto is a right fielder right now, but eventually he will be like what John Carlos Stanton was. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Where you was and had the ability at one point to be an everyday fielder, and then eventually toward that back end of his career, when you of that contract, when you're spending 40 something, 50 million something dollars,
Mhm.
you're doing that for a DH,
Yeah,
and
effectively, yeah.
and
It's like retirement years.
that's like bad business. You know what I'm saying? To be spending that much money on a person that solely is just
Yeah,
hitting. You know what I'm saying? Can't do nothing else for you.
yeah.
You know? So I mean, you have to put him in the field now. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? You're gonna have to put him in right field. Which I mean, he do got a strong arm. There are some things to that, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to fielding and running the bases, he lacks. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
if he signed for 160 million,
What do you mean?
sorry, if what is it, 650 million, right?
He signed for 765 million.
700 how much?
765.
765. So if he signed for 760 with the Yankees,
Uh,
how would you have felt then? Overpaid?
no, I mean the market.
Would you have been tight?
I mean his market kind of demanded that with what Otani did. It's just that the contracts is different with all that deferred money that Otani and the Dodgers was able to do, which
And effectively, it's like half that, like because they're saying that the reason why it's so spiked up is that he does two jobs, so it's like getting paid for both sides for
yeah,
Otani.
no, I know, but it's also like he's not really getting the bulk of that money until 10 years down the line.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that's when the real checks for that contract is going to be coming out. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Not right now because of all the endorsements. So he kind of did it that way on purpose, I believe.
yeah. I mean,
You
he's
know what I'm
still
saying?
eating though.
Because he's still eating.
Still
Exactly.
eating.
Yeah. And then when he's fucking ugly and can't hit no more and nobody
Yeah,
wants to do a commercial with him, then he gets at least that Dodger money now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I could see him. He's look at Ichiro.
ESPN Japan or some shit.
No, just look at Ichiro. You know what
Nah,
I mean?
Ichiro's a man.
But that's what I'm
No,
saying.
but
I guess
Ichiro be going to high schools and shit. That's what I
that's
hear. Fucking.
but
That's what
that
I see videos
I
of him
could
now.
totally see Otani doing that, like
Mhm.
until he's fucking old as fuck.
Or
Still just like in his blood. You know what I mean?
or he's roping high school kids in and out the park, breaking windows and shit. Or Ichiro, like you know what I'm saying, and they fucking looking like, oh,
Yo, it's kind of crazy though. With like, sorry to change subjects on that. Like, while we're talking about like Japanese baseball, but like Japanese high school baseball is bigger than Japanese college baseball. Did you
hmm.
know that?
No, I didn't, but it kind of makes sense. You
It's
know what I'm
like
saying?
it's like the one of the biggest sports watching events in Japan
Yeah,
is Japanese fucking high school baseball.
it's probably because it's local talent and shit like that.
Yeah, it's because they have like it's like a melting pot where these kids just play baseball like 24 fucking 7.
Where,
They don't let them do anything except for play baseball.
mm,
And you just feed them baseball and baseball and baseball. Wake up baseball, baseball, baseball. And
yeah.
by the time they're in high school, they're just fucking beasts.
No, yeah, no, they really are. I mean, Japan has really stepped up in terms of, I mean, the world baseball has been around for so long. That's why I think the world is so caught up with us in terms of competitiveness. Because when you look at basketball, it took the world a while to actually catch up. And actually, not necessarily, because when you look at the 80s and early 80s and in the 80s times when there was the Olympics at that time,
Mhm.
like they was still the world was having their best athletes go against our college kids. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? That's why the dream team was formed, like
Yeah.
because we was losing when we shouldn't have,
So
knowing that we
Soviet
had
and
the best
shit.
players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, it's like Russia beat us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a tipping point. Like, they
Yeah,
didn't want to lose to Russia or
you
some
know,
shit,
niggas
right?
want to lose to that. They don't let that happen again. You know, so coming up in fucking third with the bronze and shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that, happening. But like when that happened, now you see NBA, like basketball is like taking over the world. You know what I'm saying? In terms of
Yeah, I
uh
think a lot of that has to do with like media. You know what I mean? Like baseball, essentially, there was a lot of accessibility media wise to it, and it also was like kind of like it was America's pastime at one point.
yeah, no, I know.
Like baseball was a huge fucking sport,
Uh,
and the attention. There's a lot of like, I mean, even if you look in the '90s, like how many baseball movies did we have?
oh yeah, no, a ton. Yeah, no, a
Dog, we
lot.
had mad baseball movies.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm just saying, like,
But
especially in these areas, like in like all these Caribbean countries, and
but you
now
understand what
in
I'm
the
but you understand what I'm saying though. Like that gave like rise to even our like era of baseball. Took it out of like the kind of dead era of like the '70s and the '80s
Mhm.
and stuff like that, and you have the fucking '90s. And I mean, people would say, "Oh, that's the steroid era," but bro, baseball was fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like, and then like Space Jam came out, and
Mhm.
like Michael Jordan and all that other shit, and
Yeah,
then even
yeah.
Michael Jordan tried playing baseball because baseball's the shit.
Mhm.
But like,
Yeah.
but he fucking sucked at baseball because it's the hardest fucking sport to play.
No. He was committed. He was actually doing kind of good towards the end.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
people
saying?
really don't realize
Hit
that,
home
like,
runs, hit doubles and shit.
but like in
Was
general,
stealing bases and shit.
hitting a baseball is like one of the hardest things to do in fucking in sports.
Oh no, yeah, especially no hitting a baseball that's coming at you 100, fucking 400 feet
Word.
plus feet. That's what's
And
hard.
then
You know
reading
what I'm saying?
pitches and all that other
Yeah,
shit. Like
that's
when the
what's hard.
pitchers are really, really good,
Mhm.
like then you get into like crazy territory there,
Mhm.
But like, in general though, like it's also accessibility. Like basketball, you just need a fucking ball, bro.
Mhm.
You just need one basketball. You can have one basketball and mad people. With
Mhm.
baseball, you need fucking a bat. Everyone needs a fucking glove. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like, there's just more equipment involved.
Right.
Like, and like, we're also talking about parenting. A lot of us grew up with no like dad and shit like in the
Mhm.
house. Like, there's no one to teach us how to fucking like oil a glove or break
Mhm.
in a glove or some shit like that. Like the
Right.
accessibility of the sport is very, very fucking important.
Mhm. I
Whereas
think it.
basketball, you could just kind of figure that shit out when you're
Mhm.
at a park.
Yeah.
Like
I think it was a big. I think they wanted. I mean, not to be a conspiracy person with it, but I think there was a big part of not wanting to have baseball in the inner city no more. That's why you see so much less of it. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
think when we was kids,
like the
it was such a
diminishment
big thing
of
of
like
the
how many.
fields. It
Not
was
even that. Like
just
how,
the fields though.
but Black American players.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, that's
like
because like they took it out of those hoods. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like back in the '90s. I think I've touched on this before, but back in the '90s, there was like a almost on every baseball team a black African American player on the team.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like every team. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So when you think back on it, you like, damn, like every team had one like that was like nasty, like all-star caliber, MVP caliber players. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And and it changed a lot. I think a lot of it, like I said, man, is the the upkeep of the fields is one. Yes, especially when you start bringing more drugs and stuff like that. You get all this glass and whatnot on the field, and it becomes harder and harder to
Maintain.
maintain. Thank you. And then the lack of funding in some of these YMCA programs or the Boys and Girl Club programs when they take those fundings and shit like that, you know, um, certain types of sports it becomes a lot easier to just get rid of. You know what I'm saying? Like to save. You know,
Yeah.
so instead of spending money to rent an area of a field, to have that, we just won't have rent a field no more, not have it there no more. We'll
Yeah.
just do well. We have a gym, so we could just keep basketball and maybe volleyball or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of these things happen. You know what I'm saying? And you see more and more of it throughout the country, and why it's changed so much.
Yeah.
And like,
The predicament on it,
mhm,
like think about this, is like we grew up on certain other things than other kids did, like other generations of kids did,
mhm,
because of like the generations before us had like stickball, kickball, that type of shit,
yeah.
but we grew up with like dodgeball, you know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
remember
No, I
fucking
played stickball too, though.
but in school and shit like
Oh no, in
that,
school, no.
in school, they were
Nah.
like, "Yo, you were in a cafeteria or you're in the gym or whatever. Just give them a fucking bunch of like balls that they can just whale the shit out of each other
Uh-huh.
with, and you just playing pancake and fucking and
Hmm.
and dodgeball.
Hmm.
It's just the accessibility of it. Like it's cheap.
Hmm. Nah, easy.
Yeah.
Now, like they took dodgeball out, but you have to have it a certain way with certain rules
Oh,
and shit
you would
like
know
that.
more about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
have to
like
have
because
boundaries and not being able to throw it from so close and whatnot.
kids
You
are
know what
getting
I'm
their
saying?
ass kicked at
Niggas,
fucking
yeah,
dodgeball.
niggas catching heat. You know what I'm
Remember, it
saying?
was just
Literally,
get good. Shut the fuck up.
uh huh, throwing fastballs and shit. Word.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, but no, back to we went on a whole tangent. Back to fuck
That's
Juan
it's okay.
Soto. Back to fuck Juan Soto. Like I
Unless you're a
said,
Mets fan.
unless you're a Mets fan. Excuse me. But in response to that, we had the Yankees that did make some moves, man. We did get Max Fried, who you should be happy about, was Atlanta's best pitcher, and now he won't be there no more. So
Yeah.
that's one less problem you guys will have to deal with
Fuck
on a
Atlanta.
regular. And he'll be our probably our number two behind Cole. You know what I'm saying? So that's real big. Which kind of solidifies our starting rotation with Cole, now the addition of Freed, still Rodon as the number three, and then we have Schmidt and Gill, who just won the Rookie of the Year in the AL. So that's five solid starters. We still got Stroman waiting in the wind. We just traded Nestor Cortez and another uh, Caleb Durbin. He was a second baseman, a prospect. I mean, he did hit for a solid average and stole a lot of bases in the minors this past season. I think there was some hype um, um, in the Yankees fans, possibly seeing him play this year and what that could be. But we do trade him with Nestor Cortez to Milwaukee to get arguably the best closer in the NL this past season and the season before that in Devin Williams. I mean, he's also the player that did give up the home run to Pete Alonso in the playoffs, that inevitably cost him that series and allowed the Mets to move on. But he's still a solid player. You know what I'm saying? And with
Mhm.
him and I can't forget. I can't believe I don't remember the Yankees closer's name right now.
I wanted to
Um,
document this real quick though. Like what a dynamic shift.
what?
Like like I've never in my lifetime seen such a dynamic shift.
In
Like
terms of what though?
the Mets have never got one over on the Yankees.
No. I mean, like, y'all did get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the last example of this was probably Alex Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? Like when A-Rod was a free agent before he came to the Yankees, he publicly said he wanted to go to the Mets. He said I want to play for the Mets. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And Will Pons or whoever it was, they didn't want to spend the money. They didn't want to spend the money to
Mhm.
get him. You know what I'm saying? And I guess they put a number and sent an offer like, if you really want to pay for the Mets, you'll be able to do it at this price.
But
And
what
he's
a
like, dog,
dynamic
I'm
shift
Alex
though.
Rodriguez. No, yeah, like it's good for y'all, but like you still got as many holes as we do. You know what I'm saying? You still got question marks in your lineup. You got question marks, especially in your starting pitching. You know what I'm saying? You lost Severino, uh, uh, looking to hopefully re-sign Manaya. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And You know, you not like the Juan Soto. The sign is big. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean,
And him and Cohen be able to do it with a portion of his own money to save some of the money for the Mets to do other things. You know, is big for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But
people are gonna want to play with Lindor and Soto.
yeah, no, but who could are they are they gonna be willing to take a pay cut to do it though?
I mean, we have 100 million to spend right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get all those players that you need. You know what I'm saying? 100 million to spend, then you know you should be looking to spend already. People are signing,
Mhm.
people are going places. You know what I'm saying? Moves are being made. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Don't get too hype on this little signing, like, oh yeah, we good, and you're really far from good. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty
Like I
good
got
sign.
this, I got this feeling, and you know,
I wouldn't say it's
I
that
don't
big.
want to do it. Go ahead, no, because I'm straight shitting on the Mets right now.
It's a really big
I'm
sign.
straight shitting on the Mets. I'm gonna put on my Jones
Probably
Stradamus.
the biggest sign.
Yeah, I'm putting on my Jones Stradamus. And you know the vibe that I'm getting right now from this move for the Mets? What happened with the Giants?
What happened with the Giants?
Yeah, 2 years ago, whatever it was, Giants win a playoff game.
Mhm.
Daniel Jones is the man. Saquon is the man. We go to Minnesota, win a playoff game on the road. The next year, we make this big signing of Daniel Jones and franchise tag Saquon, where it should have been probably the other way around. You know what I'm saying? And there's a big fuck up. And, you know, high expectations the following season. And they have not lived up to it, and it didn't, and continue to not to currently. You know what I'm saying? And I could see the Mets falling into that, you know, falling into this, you know, getting this big sign of Juan Soto, thinking you're the man and everything like that. Big expectations coming into this season, and y'all wet the fucking bed.
It's not the same thing.
It is.
It's definitely not the same thing.
It's my Joe Stradamus.
It's okay.
It's my Joe
Joe
Stradamus. You was
See,
talking
it's
to Joe
very funny.
Stradamus. You're not talking to Jones right now.
I had
Now you're talking to
I had a
Jones.
very
Similar to Joe Stradamus?
no, not even.
Acid
I
Stradamus?
have a coworker,
Uh-huh.
huge Yankee fan,
No, he's the man.
and so I ended up going into work, and I was just like, he's actually like one of the heads of security. So I go in, and it's usually the first person I see, and
Mhm.
he wasn't in his office when I got in, and I didn't see him all day until he left. And he comes and says bye to me before he leaves, and he's coming out, and he's wearing all giant shit.
Uh-huh.
Giant leather jacket, giant hoodie,
Uh-huh.
giant hat. And I was like, I see what you're doing. And he was like, what? And I was like, the outfit. I see what you're doing right now. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, you covering your grief with more grief?
Yeah. Well, you know, you gotta pick and choose. You gotta pick and choose your.
So it's funny. It's funny that you brought up analogy, or Joe Stradamus brought up an analogy about the Giants and Daniel Jones. I just think that Joe Stradamus is covering his grief with more grief, and I don't think it's anywhere comparable.
Word. It's all right.
Daniel Jones is not Juan Soto.
He's not. He's not. But at times the teams have been on the same level.
That's not an SAT analogy, my friend.
No. All right. So you know what happened? Remember, I said it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Season finale today of the Jones Hour. So remember, I said it first. And if we relive this same situation in about 2 years from now, we're gonna clip this, and you're gonna pay homage to me.
And then you can say,
you're gonna pay fucking homage to me. You're gonna be like, damn, Jones, you're a fucking genius.
Fine, fair.
Because I would love to be called the genius. So that's great.
That will be the quote.
Mm-hmm. You're a sports genius, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
You know, because I don't know everything. Like I can't fucking solve equations and shit. But
big bold letters.
Yep. Flashing across the screen like a fucking 1-800 number.
And if not, then I get to laugh in your fucking face.
Well, if y'all win the World Series, that'll be it.
Uh-huh.
That'll be it. Same timeline. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what happens.
Series bound, baby.
Word.
Yeah, word up.
Let's get into some Nicks and Dimes now.
Nicks and Dimes.
Yo, Knicks and Dimes, you already know. Going over the Knicks. I was mad they lost to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But in watching that game, which I don't know if y'all watched that game. I was watching the game. you know, I'm a little concerned with Brunson, bro.
Mhm.
I have a slight bit concern with Brunson. I feel like he is uh quality point guard, quality, but those shots that he was hitting last year and the year before that, you know what I'm saying, putting up these big numbers, being the primary scorer or ball handler and whatnot, he's not hitting them as much this season so far.
Mhm.
You know, those little floaters, those little runners. You know what I'm saying, in the lane, pivots and whatnot. They're just they're just rolling in and out. You know what I'm saying? Not really going in. And I like I said, I'm a little concerned about it. I mean, when we played Atlanta, when in that third quarter hit, and Carl D. Towns had like the 4 fouls, and they took him out the game, it was over. It was completely over. We didn't have an answer for Atlanta at all defensively. We couldn't stop nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like they was waiting for that moment. You know what I'm saying? And we lack depth. The one thing about where you could say Carl Anthony Towns is like one of the greatest big men we've ever had offensively and doing all of these things and playing more aggressively and the Platanos and the Mangu got in him, you know what I'm saying? And whatever little fucking cliche shit you want to say, um we that move we lost that. You know what I'm saying? Hart and DiVincenzo used to be our primary go-to players off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Now we don't got the DiVincenzo and Hart starts. You know, Randall was, a solid four for us. Now, OG is kind of playing that four with Towns at the five, and at times it creates problems defensively. You know what I'm saying? Like OG really should be guarding teams threes, not fours. You know what I'm saying? Shutting down or unless it's like a Tatum or something. Where he has that body shape. But Towns should be guarding Giannis, not OG
Yeah.
in those situations. And and we really need Mitchell Robinson to come back. I feel to add to some of that. To have if he comes back, I really feel like he should be the starting five. Carl Anthony Towns should be the starting four. OGB should be the starting three. Bridges should be the starting two, and Brunson should be the starting one. And now we have Hart and Precious and McBride coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Which McBride has been good. McBride has been solid, but you could tell that he's a little injured. He's been a little limping and whatnot.
Mhm.
But we really need to see like some of this going down. We need to see the Knicks start to do that. I mean, the lack of depth, we have 4 of the top 5 minutes played in the season so far, you know,
Yeah.
with Bridges, with OG, with Brunson, with Towns. You know what I'm saying? Only De'Aaron Fox is mixed in with that, with Sacramento.
Yeah.
What he does. But he's the point guard and he's expected for him. But our whole fucking almost starting five is in the top minutes played. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Or what he's known for this, Tibbs, but it's kind of like one of his biggest knocks in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't give it's like you don't take chances in the game with putting in other players, and then you must not give him run in practice either to not have the confidence to let him play. Unless you have no choice, unless you have um, uh, Towns and OG in foul trouble where you have to now play Jericho Sims and Diate or whatever his name is.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, what are you doing? Like you've been doing this your whole career and it doesn't really seem to work. It only works in the regular season.
Yeah.
Because you kill them for the playoffs. And we're lacking depth. I also feel like they're gonna have to make another move
Mhm.
before the trade deadline. They need to have some sort of player that could. Oh, and campaign has actually been solid too. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you could add another swing man that fits in with the Precious and the Hart, or not a wing man, another big man with Precious and Hart and McBride and campaign for that second unit to give some of these players a rest, and
Yeah.
hope that Mitch could actually play the remaining 60 games of the season, like including the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be big for us. Like he's been injury prone. If he comes back and then gets injured again and is not available for us towards the end of the season or the playoffs, he gotta go. He gotta go. Eat the contract, do whatever you do, designated for an assignment. But he gotta go. Let him go. Waive him.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel
It's
you
not
with
even
that.
worth it no more. You know?
I really hope that's not the case. You know, I really do.
Me too.
Because he was looking so promising after he bulked up, he put on some weight.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, he's not so frail.
Seeing some of those summer highlights of him practicing and shit, it's like, oh, that's what's up.
He's not so frail, you know, like
Uh-huh.
his build is kind of crazy, you know, like, but like he's definitely like he definitely bulked up, you know. So after he got injured again, obviously you can't control structure too, you know, like some of these tall motherfuckers, bro, they got these like goddamn like toothpick fucking ankles, you know, like
Word.
and like ankles size of your wrists, you know, like, and you're like, yo, bro, like you're a professional athlete. How the fuck your ankles that goddamn small, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It'd be like that.
Yeah. So I mean, ultimately, you are right. I think it has a lot of the problems that we're having. I would say, are coaching problems. I think Tibbs should be listening to the criticism he's getting right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of this stuff is easily remedied.
Mm-hmm.
And if we did get Mitch back, it would make things a whole lot easier, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But in the circumstance that we're in now, I don't want to go, like let's breathe easy. But I'm gonna say let's breathe easy a little bit. You know, like we're in fourth place right now. We're just right behind the Magic. You know.
No, man, no. I'm not saying none of that.
No,
I'm not saying this panic mode at all. I'm not saying nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
I said I have.
But no, let me
some
finish
concern.
Off,
Go ahead.
I do not want to ever lose to Atlanta Hawks
right?
on Atlanta Hawks on that stage. You know, like regular. If it's a regular fucking game or whatever, and we lose a tight game to the Hawks, shit happens. We've done it. That's happened before. You know.
Yeah.
But him daggering us.
And rolling dice on our court and shit like that, like he's going to Vegas, like you're playing CeeLo or craps or some shit, like you son of a bitch.
I really hope that this gives us the anger to destroy them moving forward, bro.
Right.
Because they don't deserve to like.
No. I hope we play them in the playoffs. Like these are the type of teams and shit like that I hope we play in the playoffs and beat them when it counts. Like the in season thing, like I said, it's cool. I'm not like must see or anything like that. Like I don't care who wins it. You know what I'm saying? But I still might probably watch the game and shit.
Teams that like if they played in Western Conference, if the Hawks played in the Western Conference, they wouldn't even be in the goddamn playoff picture right now.
Where?
So I don't want to hear that they're a fucking heavyweight team. You know what I mean? Like if we played in the Western Conference, we'd be in the goddamn fucking like I don't know 7th place, 6th place, or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, like so I don't even want to say like they're not that good. They're not good enough for you to be doing all that.
Yeah.
You know, yes, Trey, you an ill ass player, bro.
No, but like I said, man, like the result of that game is the lack of depth that we have, and that's why it wasn't really anything else.
Also, bad coaching decisions here and there. You know, like there was definitely certain moments where subs could have been made, and
that's
different plays could have been called. You know what I mean? Like. Ultimately, it all comes down to tips. You know,
I was saying that 2 years ago.
Late game
when he
decisions,
had RJ in there.
Late game decisions, exactly. He makes really, really difficult head scratching decisions, and you
bad substitution.
What the fuck are you doing with this sub, bro?
That's why I think he lets him rock for so long. You know what I'm saying? Because the least amount of substitutions that he does, the better he don't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's horrible.
Stop pulling people that are crushing.
Yeah.
I don't like that, bro.
Yeah.
If they crushing and you gonna just stop doing that.
Or stop leaving people in that's not crushing and give somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a proper sub. Exactly.
Yeah.
This whole weird old school fucking method with this shit is it makes no sense to me sometimes, bro. Like it's obvious how to fucking do this shit. You know? Like you don't turn into Monty Williams over here, fucking doing full 5 fucking player swaps. Like,
Yeah, nah, I mean, I think Monty Williams is a good coach.
no, last year he fucking destroyed the Pistons, bro.
Mm.
Pistons look like a reasonable team. Last year they looked like fucking like straight disgustingness, bro.
Yeah, that's
like,
all right. It's hard when it's a bunch of young boys like that. But Detroit, they on the come up. They actually, I told you, they one of those sleeper teams. I said this year that will probably be at least in the play-in by the end of the season. Detroit.
I hope so. They got a couple of cute, good gems on that team, bro. Like they like when it comes down to like the youth and the talent that they got, they've definitely weaned out the bad eggs. You know, like they got rid of Killian Hayes. They looking good now. Good for y'all.
Right.
But yeah, bro. Knicks wise, like I'm optimistic still. Like I'm not completely out of it optimistically, but that shit hurt, bro. I hate Rat Boy.
Nah, yeah. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna get them when it counts. We're gonna get them when the playoffs come, and it's gonna be over for them.
Word up.
Over for them.
All right, so we're moving on.
Yeah, I think we gotta do the top 5 now.
Top 5.
Top 5, bitches. In the honor of Christmas. Now I didn't see his, he didn't see mine, but we will be having the top 5 Christmas movies of all time. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go
I mean,
first?
we could structure this the same exact way that we
like
did the last top 5. Let's start with our
number 5 and go back and forth.
No, let's start with our runner-up. Do you have a runner-up?
I do. I have 6.
So yeah, let's start with our runner-up. And then we'll go runner-up, and we'll go back and forth. All right. My runner-up for top 5 Xmas movies of all time.
Christmas
movies. Christmas, same shit.
No, bro. It's not. No. We're not taking the Christ out of Christmas.
Okay.
It's his birthday, for damn Pete's sake. Go ahead, runner-up.
Is Jingle All the Way.
Honorable mention.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Starring Schwarzenegger. And Sinbad.
Word. I feel you.
1996.
Oh, I don't have the years. You have the years and shit?
Oh, I got the years, baby.
Oh, okay. Damn. Well, go fuck yourself. Because you didn't tell me you was going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have did that. I could have just Googled that.
No proper journalism.
No proper journalism.
I'm going to put it on the screen.
Fuck out of here. Well, I guess you're going to have to look up mine because I don't know mine.
All right, well,
but my honorable mention, I feel is like one of the all-time Christmas classics, Miracle on 34th Street.
Really?
Yeah.
19
something. It's back in the white. It's back in the day. It's one of them old films.
4.
Sure. Sounds about right. Miracle on 34th Street. Honorable mention. I feel like, like it's one of those iconic ones. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of like my favorite, you know what I'm saying?
1947.
1947, bitch. 1947. Miracle on 34th Street.
I wasn't off by much, bro.
Well, like 10 years. Well, maybe my math is off. What you said, 54?
Yeah.
All right, 7. Go ahead, man.
Like 10 years.
You can round it up.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, we're doing number 5 now?
My number 5 is 1983 is Trading Places.
Okay.
Definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like a straightforward Christmas movie, but it definitely takes place during Christmas. It's definitely a winter time, Christmas time movie. I've watched it plenty of times on like Channel 11 and shit.
Eddie Murphy.
But yeah, Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd.
Yep.
One of my favorite movies of all time, Trading Places.
Word. Solid call. Solid call. Doesn't really for me. It just never felt like a Christmas movie like that to me. But I get it in terms of how it was.
That's why it's number 5.
I feel you. Shut up. Number 5. I came in with another classic. A Christmas Story. Number 5.
Wait, which one is that?
Where tongue gets a tongue stuck to the pole. Old shit.
Oh,
Christmas Story.
is that one 1954?
Probably not. Maybe you could Google that as well, because I told you I didn't get none of the fucking years because you didn't tell me to.
No,
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
1983.
1983, my born year. It's a good year. Christmas Story, number 5.
My number 4 would be 1994's The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen.
The Santa Claus. We watched that actually the other night.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Tim
Turns
Allen's
into
the
Santa.
man.
Yeah.
That's prime Tim Allen.
hmm
It's nostalgically probably it's very significant to me.
hmm
You know, I really like that Christmas movie. Came out when I was how old was I? I was 6 years old.
6, cool. I don't have that one on my list. For number 4, I have Bad Santa.
Ooh.
Bad Santa, number 4. It's like, not just, it's like, you kind of have like these typical Christmas movies, and it was like totally different. Robin, and like, it was just like, it was like just so funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like a complete, like alternative to your like typical Christmas movie where it's like some kid makes a wish, he's going through the worst times, and Santa has like a way of like showing that he exists and doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
totally different. You know what I'm saying? And I always like appreciated that movie because of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I have it as number 4. Go ahead.
But
Number 3 now.
my number 3 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
1993 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I like it.
Tim Burton film. Definitely has a big cult following and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the people that usually are fans of the movie. Just saying. But
Most of you guys are chicks.
no, not even. It's just a very, like non-deodorant wearing bunch. You know what I mean? Some of them be sweaty.
Oh, okay.
Like that type of shit.
I guess.
They're cheesy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Definitely nostalgically warm feeling like movie. Like,
yeah. Definitely. I agree. Well, my number 3, I have Elf, Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I think definitely like the funniest Christmas movie. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. Like the best one. You know what I'm saying? The most funniest one. Like he's just mad funny. Like we all know Will Ferrell. You know what I'm saying? And his acting is top notch. You know what I'm saying? And he just knows how to play a character, and that one's the one for me.
It's Will
number
Ferrell
3.
prime right there.
Yeah,
too.
Will Ferrell prime. Yeah. Number 3, Elf.
My number 2 is 1988's Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah.
Another one of my favorite movies of all time. Same thing. You can't necessarily say it's a Christmas movie, but it definitely took place during Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, it being that it is the only action themed Christmas movie that is on the list, I think. I mean, maybe there's a horror themed Christmas movie, but it's definitely, in my eye, probably the most successful. No, I can't say it's the most successful, but it's definitely like on an adult basis, it's definitely my favorite Christmas movie. Like,
I feel you.
If Con Air was or something like that was fucking
Christmas
and shit, like maybe that would be on the list too. But no, that's that for this list, you know.
Yeah. My number 2 is actually Nightmare Before Christmas.
But
I feel like classic, not like the typical animated things. You know, I think we all remember those little animated ones like fucking Frosty the Snowman or
Yeah.
uh
I was gonna put
Rudolph
one
the
of those
Red-Nosed
on there.
Reindeer. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I know. I thought about it too. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't because of like, I mean, we're talking about the greatest, not something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Nightmare Before Christmas is like that 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 perfect kids movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, cartoonish, like you know what I'm saying? Like just
You know
different.
the reason why I never put those movies on this list, or never actually thought to put those movies on this list,
Mm.
because I never really thought, like, I can't conceptualize that being like a theatrical release. You seeing
Right.
Frosty the Snowman fucking claymation movie,
Yeah.
and you know, like, I always thought that was like TV. Like,
Yeah,
they play that
for
on
real.
TV every
Mhm.
year. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
like, it's a TV thing.
Uh-huh.
They play
Or the
during
Charlie
Christmas
Brown,
time.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like,
I
that
thought about making the honorable mention to Charlie Brown.
it might have had a theatrical release, but I don't know if it did. You know,
Mhm.
it might have just been a straight TV fucking joint. You know.
Right.
All right. So my number one is Home Alone 2. Lost in New York.
Uh-huh.
Definitely my favorite of Christmas movie, if not one of my favorite kids movies.
No,
Prime-
definite classic. Definite
Prime
classic.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell
Outside of that, dog, like, that movie somehow nostalgically lives in my head for all time.
yeah.
You know, and when I think Christmas, I think of that movie.
Mine is actually Home Alone 1. Number 1. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think they're probably interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? For me, Home Alone, that first one, like, you know, this is my house and I have to defend it. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously it would be like a fucked up situation in real life. You know what I'm saying? Your parents leave you, forget your ass on fucking Christmas vacation. Now you got somebody trying to rob your crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely not cool in the real gist of it. But you know, in what Home Alone was, man, it was like the best. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, you know, growing up as in like a single parent home, like I would do it exactly what Macaulay Culkin had to do. Like, not even if it was just Christmas, but if anybody was gonna try to, you know, break into my crib or whatever like that, being like, you know, the man in the house, I gotta protect my mom and shit like that, even though I'm like fucking 8 and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is why kids pick up sticks and shit and bring them home, just in case you didn't know that. Any little weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you picked it up just in case you needed to beat somebody with it in your house. You know what I'm saying? That try to, you know, beat you up or, you know, invade the crib. But Home Alone, man, first one. You know, and I felt like, you know, people why like how you had Die Hard. I just, again, like, I never felt like those actual movies had that Christmas feel for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it is what it is. But that's it. Home Alone,
There you
number
go.
1. Feel me? Top 5 Christmas movies. Now, before we end the show,
Top 5.
vinyl of the week. Another Wu-Tang special.
Yes, sir. The last vinyl of the week of
2024 season finale of Jones Hour.
Yes, sir. We actually, hold on. Before I get into this, we need to bring up this album.
Oh, he digging into my crates. Well, just one crate. Only built for Cuban Links. In my opinion, top 5 greatest hip hop album of all time. Go ahead.
For the last OG releases from Wu-Tang members, at least before Forever came out, this would be the final 3. 1995's Only Built for Cuban Links. Like Jones says, I put it in the same category. Even the skits ring in my head, like somehow.
Ooh,
yeah.
I got crazy visions on how to do clocks now.
When it's really cold out, for some reason, that lady that like sings
Heaven and Hell. Oh, the rainy days and shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That shit just rings in my.
It's raining. He's changing.
Dog, I'll be in the train, mad brick and shit. And somehow it's just ringing in my head. But anyway, but yeah, this album, kind of, at least in my eye, it's my gateway album to Wu-Tang is Only Built for Cuban Links. A younger me, I mean, I still rank Raekwon incredibly high. A younger me ranked Raekwon incredibly high. Like I put Raekwon top 3 when I was in high school. And this was one of my favorite, if not my favorite albums. This and Ready to Die. Probably my 2 favorite albums, and still probably one of my 2 favorite albums. But departing from this album, Wu-Tang ended up releasing another GZA release. Now, GZA released his first album before 36 Chambers dropped. And that's actually his first debut release. Yeah. But this is RZA's biggest release that he's... This is GZA's biggest release that he's ever had in his career. So yeah, to correct what I said before, GZA released an album before 36 Chambers came out. And this technically would have been his second album. But unanimously, no one's going to tell you that this is not GZA's best album. Liquid Swords is a fucking masterpiece. If you're talking about dark, gritty Wu-Tang, this is dark, gritty Wu-Tang. You want like I don't know, gateway to horror shit without the killing. Like there's no, like, you're not gonna get the actual picture that you get here. He's not gonna give you gore rap. He's not fucking Necro or someone like that. He's not gonna tell you about slitting someone's throat or whatever. This is straight educational, like, knowledge. Like it's just,
pure knowledge, pure 5%ers, all of that type of shit. Knowledge. God body, you know what I'm saying?
And in much the same way,
woke.
Exactly. Like Wu-Tang, it needs to be deciphered. You can't really understand it unless you know all of Wu-Tang's like actual slang terminologies. And when you know all of Wu-Tang's terminologies, then you can
try to decipher.
Exactly. Then you could fully understand what the fuck they're saying half the goddamn time. But
let's go over the singles of Liquid Swords.
Oh hell yeah. Basically, I would probably say "Living in the World Today" is my favorite song from this album. There, outside of that, you have "Cold War."
That's probably mine.
The Fourth Chamber is another great.
Fire. The Do or Die Mike is fire. The Shadow Boxing is fire. With Method Man, right? Is that the one with Method Man?
And Liquid Swords itself. That like, but in general though, sonically, this album feels a certain way. It feels wet. It feels dark. It feels like you're in like a sewer somewhere. It feels like I don't know, that you're wearing like a goose jacket.
No, I think what you're trying. I think what you're really trying to say is this album exemplifies the true essence of what 90s hip hop sounds like.
Technically, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what all this Wu-Tang really is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That true essence of what hip hop was thought out and what was meant to be, to really have these songs with a message.
Songs
you know
with a message, but also the feel.
Like, the feel is the grittiness that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The feel is that beat that you're hearing. The feel is the words painting the picture of what is being said and taking you there in your mind of what it is, like, even though you've never been there, but almost can kind of feel exactly what the story is being said or what the rapper is going through.
Yeah.
And that's what Wu-Tang is. That's what Wu-Tang is about. This is what why so many people, gravitate to them even 20, 30 years later from when they came out. Well, more like 30, almost 40 years later from when they came out at this time. And seeing what that sound is, when you hear cash rules everything around me, when you hear a cold world, when you hear rainy days on only built for Cuban links, when you hear um this what's the name of that song with Mary J on this? Can't no.
All I Need
Pick it all out. No, is that it?
with Mary J.
And Ghostface?
No, not with Ghostface.
No, he's talking about picking out the roaches out of my fucking cereal box and shit like that.
Hold on. Good question.
You know what I'm saying? There you go. What's that? All that I got is you.
Yeah.
All that I got is that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So, but major sample wise, a lot of these samples I didn't realize when I was younger or growing up until I went and purchased the movie itself. And it's actually several movies. And if you guys ever get the opportunity to, it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time, or series of movies of all time. And it's called Lone Wolf and Cub. And a lot of the samples from Liquid Swords, or a lot of major Wu-Tang samples that you have engraved in your head, come from the English dub of those movies.
When I was younger, my father was famous.
Exactly.
He was the greatest samurai in the empire.
Dog.
He severed the head of 131 lords.
Dog, so ill. That samurai has a fucking
one night.
That samurai has a goddamn a child that had and he walks around with that child in a stroller and shit, and the stroller got weapons, dog. There's all this other shit. That's
what I gotta see. I was wanting to see that one.
Darts and shit. Yeah, if you buy the Criteria collection, it comes with all the movies. I think there's like 8 movies in the series, and then it comes with the English dub that has it basically takes all the movies and kind of like cuts them up and then puts them into one, and then puts an English dub over it. And bro, like when I found out after watching the whole series, then I watched the English dub and then realized that all the samples that are from here come from that. And I was like, bro, mind blown. I was like,
word.
But yeah, moving on. Completely. Ghostface Killah's Iron Man.
His first solo album.
His debut album. And now in my eye, considering I brought it up earlier, saying that Raekwon was like my highest, I consider Ghostface now my top 3. This is his debut album. Sonically, it's different from the rest of Wu-Tang's albums. This gave more of a R&B, soul jazz feel. There is when it came down to the sampling that was on this album, it's less. I can't say it's less gritty or less dark, but it comes from a different sound aspect. There's less actual, I'd say, kung fu film bites, and less like kung fu samples, and more samples from elsewhere, samples from 70s cartoons, samples from here, samples from there, and more or less highlighted the personality of who Ghostface was, instead of creating like this like character, ultimately kind of gave Ghostface the opportunity to like be Ghostface. And I thought that was like super chill.
I think the album really gives what Ghostface identity is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That he's, very versatile with his lyrical descriptions and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I think, especially at this time when this album came out, his, I guess you could just call lingo or ebonics, or
it's definitely the strongest.
No, it's set New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like whatever Ghostface was saying, like in his lyrics and describing some shit, that became the term for it. You know what I'm saying? Like he is highly responsible for what we hear in New York lingo, um, even still to this day.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely, bro.
Like, you know,
If we're talking
kids are
about
saying words that they don't know where it came from, but I tell you right now, it probably started on the Ghostface album.
a lot of terminologies that Ghost uses. I mean, we wouldn't have. I mean, even Nas using certain terminologies, or you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of other artists that literally would not be using, like, literally just in certain ways it was a subgenre and just slang rap. You
Right.
know,
Mhm.
there's certain rappers that were just slang rappers. You
Mhm.
know, like that literally you wouldn't be able, if you didn't understand the slang, you didn't understand what the fuck they were saying.
Or what they was, yeah, what they were saying, what they was describing, shit like that.
You know,
Yeah,
so
in terms of this album though, like my favorite track is the Daytona 500. You know.
not the OG version of I mean, not the my favorite version of the
Mhm. Yeah, that one.
yeah. This is the same thing as the cow. Had the OG version, and then like the version that like actually hit on it, you
Yeah.
know. But I would say hold up. Put it back together. Let's pull it back out, baby. But going off the top, starting literally, like literally at the top, Iron Maiden, probably one of my more favorite intro tracks. Winter Wars, one of my favorite tracks. 260 is a great fucking track. Like you said, Daytona 500.
Motherless Child is one of my favorites. The Assassination Day, Poisonous Darts, along with the Winter Wars. Those are one of my, and then the Faster Blade. You know, like
It's not an album with like bad tracks on it.
no, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
And when it came down to debuts, it's one of the better. Like,
Oh yeah.
some people shit the bed. This definitely set up like kind of, I would say, a precedent. And also you see the way that Raekwon and Ghost did their shit. They did it together, you know.
And this one got Kappa. Who's,
yeah.
you know, and then, you know, and to be honest, like, you know, people don't give him his props right now, but you know, in the beginning, Capadonna probably was the best lyricist out of the Wu Tang. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Um, he is the one that, you know, was sought after by the RZA when they started forming this and doing all of this, you know, and coming together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And what he was doing in the streets of Shaolin. You know what I'm saying? At that time, in terms of the freestyle and battle rap scene, in that time, like Capadonna was the man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm feeling it, man. I love Wu Tang. Wu Tang for me is, you know, pioneers to this shit. I've seen Wu Tang twice in concert already. Um, I seen him in the Hammerstein Ballroom back in the day. I want to say that's probably 2005, 2004 maybe.
Mhm.
And then I also, you know, recently in that New York State of Mind tour in Connecticut, seen Nas with Wu Tang and Busta Rhymes. Shout out Marvelous, shout out Kush. It was a vibe. You already know. Um, That's it for the vinyl of the week, right?
Yes, sir.
Before we end the show, you know, it is the last season finale. You know, I did post on the Jones Hour some of those reviews, and I just want to appreciate anybody and take the time out now that anybody that, you know, downloaded, watched, anything like that. We did have 825 downloads. That's only, you know, like through the Spotify, Google, Amazon. That means those are the people that, you know, downloaded, listening, maybe at work, maybe on their way to work, on their way home with the homies, you know. So we appreciate your love and everything like that. You know, we got downloads from all over the world, not even just, we got shout out to states like Cali and New York and Washington, DC, Maryland area gave us, you know, love, Florida, you know, but also countries like Spain and Singapore and Poland. Shout out my Polish people, you know, because I'm Polish. You didn't know that. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to my fam in Spain, bro.
Yeah, Spain and Poland. They was like, Jones and Ed, we know them. They probably got doppelgangers out there that speak nothing but Spanish and do the fucking cojones hour and shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of Jones, instead of Jones. You know what I'm saying? And just fucking talking that real shit. You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate anybody that showed us love. Shout out again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody out there and their families. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever one you choose to celebrate. You know, much love to y'all. And we'll see y'all next year, man. We're hoping 2025 is good to us and continues to be good to y'all. And again, we appreciate all the love to anybody that fucked with us. You know what I'm saying?
We out.
Word.
You didn't put in on this, man.
Look at Joe. We gonna die. I gotta love Jones. Y'all niggas keep your hands up. You know what I mean? Yo, NS, what's the deal? It's cause you already know.
I completely forgot about bringing up the auction.
What auction?
They kind of auction them off. So RZA had all these projects already done.
Word.
And Wu-Tang crushed on its debut. So they ended up getting auctioned off to different labels. So everyone is on a different label. Like, Ghost is on Epic. Jizz is on Geffen.
You see now, people fucked up.
And Ray is on. I know Meth is on Def Jam.
Appreciate y'all.